Gonzalo Higuain. Welcome back to Drive Pink Stadium. And now we're joined by Chris Henderson.
Yeah, thanks for coming today. I don't know how many of you were here last night for the Colombia-Honduras game. It was a great atmosphere. The fans, the energy in the stadium. It was really great to come back here and see that again in our stadium. And looking forward to having our fans, Inter Miami fans, in our stadium. It's been a busy off season. The last 8 or 9 weeks, I got to thank our ownership for their support. Jorge Mas, David Beckham, the work of Nikki Budelich and Megan Cameron, Sam Gregory, Mark Brazant, the entire coaching staff, Phil and Jason, and their work in everything we have accomplished and we still have in front of us. But excited for this year. It's going to be a new, exciting group, and really excited to get started. We want to have a team that's hungrier, younger, more dynamic, and consistent. Consistency is a big thing that we want to work on. And we are, as I said, we started today. It was great to see the players out there. They're ready to go. And as you said, Franco, a lot of new faces out there.
All right, we'll get started with questions. If you have a question in the room, please raise your hand. We'll get started with Lauren and then Michelle Kaufman.
Thanks, Rafa. Chris, you talked about the fans. Fans are an important part of this club. The club is even going to do an open training session to get the fans more involved with the team. How excited are you to welcome fans back to this season?
Super excited to have our fans back. February 5th, we're going to have an open training session for all our fans to come and be part of it. It's important for all our players to have that connection with our fans. We feel the energy in this stadium. We feel our atmosphere is very unique here in Miami. And we want our fans to be part of it. Every signing we have with a new player, we talk about our fans and our connection with our fans.
Next question, Michelle.
I have a bunch of questions, but I'll start with 2 players who are not there was Blaze and Nico. What is the status of both of them, please?
Yeah, we're in conversations with Blaze. We'll have an official statement on that soon. With Nico, he wasn't at training today. He's working through some green card processes. He has also been talking with a couple teams that have shown interest, and it's multiple teams that have interest in him. He's a very good player, and that interest has been there for a while, but we're going to let that, those conversations are ongoing about him.
Do you expect him to stay, or you don't know? Or?
Yeah, we have to see how these conversations go, and we should know that in the next days.
Next question, Jose, then Franco.
Thank you. Chris, I wanted to ask you as well about another Argentinian player. Yes. He's happy about that. Matias Pellegrini, what's the situation with him? I know he left last year. He's on loan. Is there any chance of him coming back, or he's not a part of this team anymore?
Yeah, good question, Jose. We have been following Pellegrini. He's at Estudiantes. He's on loan. That loan will end this summer. So we have to see what the options are at that point, and whether his next move, if he's purchased or if there's other teams that want to bring him in. So we'll have to see how that plays out. And again, we'll follow him and see how he's doing. But I think overall, he's been a bright spot for Estudiantes.
Next question, Franco. Then we'll go to Steve.
Thanks, Robert. Chris, first question of the year. You guys have obviously changed a lot of players, a lot of pieces. Probably a team that maybe more resembles what you and Phil would like to do with this team. Given that there's so many new pieces in place, what are you guys looking for from this team this season? Is it playoffs? I mean, last year the target was top 3-4 seed in the East. What are you guys looking for with this team, given that there's so many new faces, new players, and it's a younger team?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, consistency with this team is really important. We are a club that has ambition. We strive for excellence, and that's what we want to bring into every training, every game. And I think that is step by step. We want to have a team that competes to win every single game. The backing of ownership, they want to have a winner here. And that's why we came here. That's why I came here. That's why Phil came here. So being able to set the foundation now for the club for the future, and being able to bring in some of the pieces that we Phil and I can have our fingerprints on. You've seen that over the offseason. Now it's about getting them together and gelling and working on the cohesion of the team. But for sure, you get in the playoffs in this league, you have a chance to move on. And we have to have high hopes, and this club will always have high hopes and bringing excellence to this community and our fans.
Next question, Steve.
I don't know how much you can say about Blaze, but can we sort of take from what you just said then that there's a possibility that he could obviously leave, and that would obviously then free up a slot for you, which could be huge moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, what I can say at this time is that we are in discussions with him and his representatives, and we hope to have a statement soon.
Next question, Michelle.
Yeah, if you could just, most of us have not seen a lot of these younger players. We're just trying to figure out who they are by face. Can you tell us just a few? I know you probably like all of them, obviously, because you signed them, but who are a few players that are really going to stand out, do you think, and describe them a little bit to us? What can we expect to see?
I mean, I'll start out with in center midfield was Jean Mata coming. We were, working with our scout in Brazil. Jean Mata was starting close to coming out of his contract at Santos. It's an opportunity for us to bring a top, a player who could be a DP, but not on a DP tag on your roster. And he's very smart. He likes the ball under pressure. He's like a playmaker from a line back. So we're really happy to add him. Gregory knew him, so they have a history together. So it's really important throughout the field to have players who can complement each other in different parts of the field. Excited to get Ariel Lassiter in. In the back, McVeigh, that relationship we have with Ellsberg. I worked with the agent on that, who brought several players to me in the past, and they were all successful and ended up getting into the national team for Sweden while they were in MLS. So, that is what we want to do, is bring these young players through and give them an opportunity to develop and become stars on our team. Homegrown player in Bryce Duke, deal we did with LAFC for $100,000 in GAM. Tyler Adams, we traded his rights for Dylan Castanera. So, we feel like the players we kept from last year, some of those players in key positions, and then adding quality up the spine is going to be really important for our team. And Gonzalo Higuain, I'm super excited about him this year. He came in fit. He's excited for this year. He's going to be a true leader for us. Really important piece.
We're going to go to the call now. Here's.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Yeah, you guys froze for a second there. Chris, how are you? This is Felipe Cardenas with The Athletic. Thanks for doing this for us. I guess my question is sort of a three-parter. Just how have these penalties or sanctions changed the way you approach this roster build and reconstruction, if you will? How involved has David been? And do you see a silver lining for yourself and for the club as you guys kind of navigate the next 2 years under these sanctions?
Yeah, I mean, we had to make some adjustments, but we feel like we're in a really good place with the acquisitions we made in the offseason. Getting 1.2 million in GAM is probably the most straight GAM trade in the history of the league. So I think that gave us some freedom to make some moves. A couple of the other transactions we made gave us roster flexibility. And we have made some signings. We want to make some signings. So we feel really optimistic about our roster and being super competitive this year. David Beckham, along with Jose and Jorge Mas, have been involved through the process. The conversations we've had with them on moves we are going to make, and the support that ownership has given to us has really given Phil and I the opportunity to mold this team the way we want and go after some of the targets we've looked at. So we do feel like it gave us the opportunity. Obviously, there's a lot of turnover, which we had to do, and it gives us a chance to really put a culture in that people can follow the way we want to play, the way Phil wants to play, and mold that from the very beginning.
Next question, Fernando Fiore, and then Franco.
Yeah, how you doing, Chris?
Hi.
I was listening to you on the previous question, and you talked about pieces. And for me, this team right now is like a 30-piece puzzle that we just open the box and trying to make it gel to each other. Do you see that you're missing any piece at this particular moment? Like you're getting to the last pieces and you find that you need one more or two more to finish that puzzle and get a nice picture?
Yeah, it really is a puzzle. It's a puzzle putting the team together, having it all fit into the salary cap for sure. We do feel there's a couple pieces left. We want to bring in a player who's going to help us create more chances, get in scoring opportunities, create more goals. We needed to improve on that. I really feel with, you look at Lowe, McVeigh, Quinteros, Mabika, Frey, Saylor, you have guys now who are going to be dangerous on set pieces, which we weren't last year. And we have players who are good on service, which is important. So all of those pieces come together. And when you're looking at building a team, as I said, it's the pieces that complement each other. We have to look at the pieces we have and the new players that we're bringing in, how they complement, how they work off each other, what kind of mentality they have, why they're coming to our club, and do they want to be here? And I feel like all the players we brought in fit those pieces. In our recruitment process, we have 7 steps, and it goes from a long list to player profiles, to the short list, to watching the players live, to interviewing them. And I think we have hit every step along the players and new signings. So we'll look to add the next pieces. We're gonna work hard to get some things over the line. And if we can add those, I feel like there'll be another great addition to our club.
Last 2 questions, Franco and then Michelle.
Chris, I know you touched on this earlier, but how much was the plan and part of this roster makeover? The idea of bringing in, I guess, players that are maybe more physically capable of competing. I remember the Red Bulls game, for example, where you guys struggled standpoint, and just being able to have the energy and the motor to compete, and especially in a league like MLS where the physical aspect is so important.
Yeah, great question. I'm glad you brought it up because I can talk about Dawn Scott, our new performance director, has come in, and she's fantastic. Worked with the U.S. Women's World Cup team, Olympic team, in the British team as well. And she has put together a really good staff. And we need to take advantage of the weather down here, especially in the summer. And some of that comes into how you play, dictating the game, keeping possession in the other team's half, making some teams chase. And maybe we didn't do that well enough last year. And I think that will give you an advantage of being able to tire out teams and get greater opportunities at the end of games. But that comes down to every day at training, and it started today. And I noticed the energy and the players getting around the field at a higher pace. Some of that comes into new commitment, but also youth. And you get some younger, hungrier players. And I think that's going to play into team consistency in what we want to do, and being able to dictate the pace of some of the games.
Last question, Michelle.
You said you're trying to get a couple of things. You're trying to get a couple of things over the line. Do you think you'll get things over the line before the start of the season? How many players might still be coming? Or do you think some might have to wait until summer? Or do you think that by February 26th, you're going to have the full roster that you want?
Yeah, I think both. We're hoping to get things done by the start of the season. Our window's open till May. We also could bring one of the pieces in the summer. So I don't know if I have an answer for your question, but we're looking to add the best pieces that are going to fit. And, a couple of those right now are getting closer, but we'll see how they play out at the end of the negotiations.
Thank you, Chris. Next one is going to be Phil Neville. Thank you.
Thanks.